Scott with Precision Lift Industries. We're a manufacturer of residential elevators, dumbwaiters, vertical platform lifts here in Pensacola, Florida. And today I wanted to take a moment to give you some insight onto what to expect when you receive your first elevator package from us. So starting from the beginning, obviously we need to get all the correct shipping information from you and know exactly where the job is going to. We ship typically via LTL carrier. Either we can arrange the shipping for you, or if you've got an account with a shipping company you prefer, you can arrange your own shipping. You can also come directly to the factory and pick up direct from us. You will need to let us know in advance if you do plan to do that. Just to give you some insight, we package the elevators on a typical package is a 4x8 by about 5 feet tall crate. It'll be shrink wrapped and it's going to weigh in at about 2,000 pounds, give or take a few hundred pounds. It's going to vary depending on your cab size, material, and how many landings your elevator is. The rails and everything are very heavy, so 2 stops is going to weigh more than a 4 stop. Another important note is that liftgate service does not work very well with these elevator packages. We've had lots of problems in the past, so we advise not using liftgate service. One popular method is to hold the crate, have it held at the local trucking terminal, and you can go pick it up directly there with a trailer, and a lot of times they'll load it on the trailer for you. So that's a great way to go if you don't have a loading dock, forklift, or a good way to unload it. If you are shipping it directly to a job site or a customer's house, just make sure everybody is aware of the size and the magnitude of the shipment that's coming, and we highly recommend having a forklift available if you're going to directly to a job site. Makes it a lot easier to unload. The other thing you're going to need to be prepared for when you get ready to start your installation, make sure you've coordinated with the homeowner or the general contractor about permanent power. When you start your installation, you're obviously going to need a clean elevator shaft to work in, but after the first few hours, you're going to be ready for power. So we highly recommend that you coordinate with the homeowner, have that power ready to go. When I say power, I'm referring to 220 volt, a 30 amp dedicated circuit. It is possible, but not recommended, to use a generator for installation. If you decide to use a generator, you need to make sure that it's a higher quality generator with voltage regulation designed for sensitive electronics. The budget-based generators that you find at most hardware stores will not work with the elevator. They will throw a fault on some of the motor control devices. The other thing that's worth mentioning is that if you've purchased a hydraulic unit from us, you're going to need to make arrangements for hydraulic oil. We do not include that in the package. So you're going to need 20 to 30 gallons of hydraulic oil. You're also going to need to supply your own hydraulic oil line, which is going to vary based on different jurisdictions throughout the country. But typically, it's going to be a 3/4 inch Schedule 80 steel pipe, and you're going to need to make sure you've got a plan on how to cut, thread, and assemble that piping from your hydraulic pumping unit to the hydraulic cylinder. Again, that only applies to hydraulic units. The other items that you're going to need to make sure you have addressed or made a plan for is the hoistway wire and the motor wire. Our packages come standard with the traveling cable. We offer hoistway wire and motor wire as a separate option that we can provide. When we provide it, we provide a SO style cable. It's a 7 conductor for the motor. Works really well. It's numbered 1 through 6 with a ground wire. Makes it very easy to run the wire from the controller up to the motor. and now I'm referring to the winding drum elevators. But it's a great wire, makes it very simple. However, you can absolutely source it locally, and there's a lot of different ways to do it, which is why we make it an optional feature. The other item is going to be your wire for your door locks and your push buttons. We offer an 8-conductor wire, just like seen here. And you would use this. This is going to be required, or something similar to this is going to be required to run to your door locks, which will be at each floor level, and then your push button, which you'll have one at each floor level. So you've got to make arrangements to run the wires, again, from those devices back to the control panel, wherever you've decided and made arrangements for that panel to be mounted. So again, this is not standard. It is not included in the package, but it is available, and we sell it as a kit. It comes with 50 feet of the motor wire, 200 feet of the hoistway wire for the push buttons and locks. So the other thing that you will need to be aware of is inside the controller or inside one of the parts boxes, you're going to find your owner's operation manual. A couple of really important features to be aware of on this document is the serial number located at the bottom on the cover. This number is king for us here at the factory. This is how we reference all of the jobs. So if you have a question while you're on site, or if you have a warranty claim down the road or need repair parts, that's the number you're going to want to reference. This number is also etched into the data tag on the controller itself and will be on all of the shop drawings, layout drawings, etc. So inside this packet, you're going to notice, you're going to find a black and white copy of your prints, wiring diagrams. This copy, this loose copy, is intended for the installer, and this is the copy that you want to get greasy, make your notes on, do whatever you need to do. And this copy here should stay relatively clean and be handed off to the owner at the conclusion of the job. This document includes their warranty certificate and original layout drawings. Again, serial number down in the lower left-hand corner. Lower right-hand corner. This is for the outdoor elevator, but it's the same format for the indoor units. And going further back, the installation guide is in this document, and finally a copy of the wiring diagrams for the homeowner. So again, this document is very important that it stays with the customer. Now, we've covered some of the basics, the administrative stuff, and what to expect on the shipments. Now I want to talk about rigging and run bugs, and we call a run bug, it's a service tool. It's items that you're going to need to do the installation. This is what we call the run bug. It's a service tool, and it's going to plug into your controller, and you're going to use this to bypass certain safeties and run the elevator up and down while you're doing the installation. Again, I want to stress, so this tool should stay with mechanics, and you should have it with you when you go back to perform service on the elevator or respond to service calls, etc. It's very handy to have. You can plug it in, you can manually move the elevator up and down. Again, bypassing certain safeties makes your life a lot easier. So this is one item that you're going to need to make arrangements for. The other items include a lifting bar, or rigging point actually is what we call it, and it attaches to the shackles on the elevator car. Gives you a nice clean point to lift off of. And the other item you're going to hear is a motor shelf, which for the winding drum units makes the motor installation much, much easier. It's not absolutely required, but it makes it tremendously easier if you have the motor shelf available. And then as of August 1st of 2018, we're going to offer a complete winch kit with the motor winch kit with a mounting bracket, similar to what's referenced in our installation manual. So you can buy that directly from us as well, and that will be ready to go. Along with the winch, it's always a good idea to have an assortment of heavy straps designed for lifting, like 2-inch straps, maybe a 6-foot length, 4-foot length, kind of an assortment, 2 or 3 of them, maybe even a longer 10 or 15-foot one, and also a few clevises. Again, the winch and a lot of the techniques we describe in our installation manual is only one way of achieving the installation. We know there's installers in certain parts of the country that prefer to use chain falls, prefer to use capstan hoists. So there's a lot of different methods and techniques, but we've found the winch system that we reference in our installation documents a pretty good, safe way and efficient way to do the installation. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, please don't hesitate to call us or shoot us an email. Thanks a lot.